Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the WWL Louisiana News at 4. I'm Devin Bartolotta. Here are today's top headlines. 5 people have been arrested in connection to a 2024 deadly mass shooting at a warehouse district club. In April of that year, a large crowd was gathered outside Republic NOLA when suspects inside a car began firing. 1 woman was killed and 11 others were injured. This morning, Michael Clavo, Dandrick Green, Corey Patton, Brian Webb, and Jeremy Williams were all taken into custody. Clavo, Green, and Webb all face second-degree murder and aggravated battery charges, while Patton and Williams' charges include criminal conspiracy. This morning, a body was found in Lake Pontchartrain. New Orleans police have been searching for a swimmer there since Sunday. The body was found near the 2000 block of Lakeshore Drive. The coroner is working to identify the body and confirm how they died. Until then, the search for the swimmer will continue. Another judge has recused herself from former Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hutson's criminal case. Hudson and former jail chief financial officer Bianca Brown, walked into court today for a status hearing, but instead of moving forward, Judge Robin Pittman stepped aside, sending the case back to the clerk's office to be reassigned. She is now the second judge to do this. Hudson and Brown are accused of failing to address security issues at the Orleans Justice Center before last year's jailbreak. Hudson has denied any wrongdoing. It's unclear when the next court hearing will be scheduled. For the second time in just a few days, a train has derailed in Jefferson Parish. This time it's near the Central Crossing. Take a look here. Officials say there were no spills, no injuries reported. That's good news. But this is video from the parish's live camera around 1:30 this afternoon as crews were assessing the situation. As we look at that same camera now, doesn't look hardly any different. You can see that train still blocking the intersection there. And it's also blocking the George and Avondale crossings. They are actively working to get this train moving again, but in the meantime, you should plan to use an alternate route. The state is dealing with widespread computer outages affecting multiple government offices, including the OMV. These outages stem from connectivity issues tied to the installation of new core network equipment. The Office of Technology Services says while crews were installing the new hardware on Sunday, the transition began causing problems for the state's network team. This outage is more widespread than just the OMV, but it does remain unclear how many state offices are affected. Paul Murphy joins us now. Paul, you've been making some phone calls on this. So do we know how bad this problem is, or do we know when it might be restored?
What we do know is they're working on it.
Okay.
And they are cautiously, the technology experts for the state are cautiously optimistic that they will work out these problems and get OMV back to 100% by tomorrow morning. That's all we can tell you. They prioritize public safety, which includes OMV and the state police, and they're working on it.
So when you were making phone calls and talking to people today, can you talk about some of the issues that people are having? Like, what can't the OMV do right now?
Well, pretty much whatever that they needed the computers for, they were not able to do.
Yikes.
So, you know, we talked to people at the OMV office in New Orleans that had been there for a second day in a row, some bringing their teenage kids up to get their learner's permit. One poor gentleman was trying to get his car registered so he can work. He drives Uber, and he's been out of work for the last 2 days now because he hasn't been able to accomplish that. And, you know, the irony about this is that this new system that they were migrating, they were installing onto the network, is set to replace an old, unreliable, aging legacy system responsible for chronic outages at OMV for the past couple of years. And what Office of Technology Services is telling us, once they get these wrinkles fixed, that it will be a more reliable, more robust, easier to fix system once they get it done. Again, they are hoping by tomorrow morning.
All right. Well, let's hope that they're right for a lot of people's sake. All right. And your full story is coming up tonight at 5 or 6?
Coming up at 5.
5. Okay. All right, Paul. Thank you so much. And remember, you can always find the latest updates on this story and all of today's headlines on our website, our social media, and our free app for your phone or TV.